Hello friends, and welcome. There's an old adage that says, time heals all wounds. Is this true? For many of us, I'm sure reality and experience tell us otherwise. For if it were true, then the whole world, old as it is, should be a very peaceful place indeed. Which unfortunately, as we know, it is not. The fact is, when hurts are unresolved, when hurts are unforgiven, they tend to accumulate and put ever more strain on relationships as time goes on. Every time we feel hurt by someone, old wounds reappear. And yes, get even deeper if forgiveness is not sought or given. Which is why St. Paul, in his letter to the Colossians, exhorts us to forgive each other as soon as a quarrel begins. Because it is only when we forgive as God forgives, when we love as God loves, when the peace of Christ reigns in our hearts and our families, that we can become a communion of persons in the image and likeness of God. How easy it is to forgive. After 30 years of marriage and family life, I assure you it is not difficult. It is impossible. We need God's grace, especially when the hurts are deep and allowed to fester. Which is why we need to pray and ask for God's grace and mercy to flow through us to each other in order that we can forgive. We cannot do it on our own human steam. No way. Which is why they say that to err is human and to forgive is divine. And when we do allow God's grace to help us forgive, we will find it so healing for ourselves and for our families. As St. John Paul II said, forgiveness is the essential condition for making the journey towards authentic and lasting peace. And Pope Francis has chipped in with some practical advice too. He said, there is a simple secret to healing wounds. It is this: do not let the day end without apologizing, without making peace between husband and wife, between parents and children, between brothers and sisters. If we learn to apologize promptly and to give each other mutual forgiveness, the wounds heal, the marriage grows stronger, and the family becomes an increasingly stronger home. Very often, when there has been a misunderstanding or hurt inflicted, we tend to expect the other party to ask for forgiveness first. In fact, sometimes we even seem to enjoy making them sweat for it. Well, can I suggest that as Catholic parents, we should perhaps be the ones to initiate the process of forgiveness? Just a simple statement like, I'm sorry for having hurt you by doing this or saying that. Will you please forgive me? Yes, sure. Our children might have said or done something first that might have hurt us. But if we were to examine ourselves and reflect deeper, quite often, if you're like me, our reaction to our children might have been equally, if not more, hurtful to them too. When we make the first move in reconciliation out of love and humility, it provides a massive example for them to emulate. It not only tells our children the importance of reconciliation in our family relationships, but also shows them how important they are to us. That it is more important to reconcile than to be right all the time. And to some extent, show them what the forgiving love of God the Father is like. Allow me to summarize what we have shared in this episode so far. 1. Forgiveness is essential for family life. 2. We need to pray and ask for God's grace and mercy to forgive and reconcile. 3. As parents, we want to be an example of reconciliation for our children by initiating the process of forgiveness and reconciliation. So, as we end this episode, let us reflect on St. Paul's advice to us in his letter to the Ephesians. Even if you are angry, you must not sin. Never let the sun set on your anger, or else you will give the devil a foothold. Till we meet again at the next episode, when we will talk about the importance of having God at the center of our family life. Take care and God bless you and your family always. Goodbye.